Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. I'm Dan, and we are once again going to review your YouTube channels. You've been sending them in. We've been collecting them, and today we are going to be picking out a whole bunch to explore. So be sure you're taking notes. You're ready to learn from some of the things we're going to point out to a whole bunch of different channels all across YouTube. We're going to start by introducing our co-host today. First up, Viper. How's it going?
Dan, what's up, man? You know, your boy Viper had to run and go get the Girl Scout cookies, yo. So I got the Girl Scout cookies on deck. I'm ready to rock and roll, review some channels. So let's get into it.
You got the good ones too.
So absolutely, gotta have them. Got to have them.
It's weird. It feels like those boxes are actually getting smaller.
I think it is. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, so you'll have those for like a day.
Literally,
that's what it was for me as well. And then welcome on in, Jeff. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Very good. I'm good. Everyone good?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming.
I don't have any Girl Scout cookies, but you know.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Which is now I want them, so I'm kind of annoyed. So I want to give everybody, especially who's new here, a look into how we do this every single week. So if this is your first time here, this will only take less than a minute to explain.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. After the live stream, don't forget to download the vidIQ extension where you can get a custom channel audit, daily ideas, and an AI-powered video title generator. Link is in the description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
All right, so that's about it. That's how it works. Thank you all for being here. We're going to pull up the first channel who submitted on the non-gaming forum. We're just going to dive right in today, and that channel is going to be Poke-SealTM. So Poke-SealTM, I thought, oh, is this a gaming channel? But it actually turns out it's an animation channel that specializes in animating Pokemon and other fun Nintendo characters. Well, Jeff, would you like to kick us off?
Let's see here. So now these, well, some of these thumbnails almost look hand-drawn, but I don't think they are. But a couple of them almost look like crayon, which was kind of interesting. They had that Crayola kind of feel to them. Yeah, so kind of interesting. I like their choice of of topic, because they are picking some seriously popular topics when we're talking about Pokemon or Mario, maybe even a combination of the two, depending on what they're doing. But it also feels like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm seeing some original characters here. That's because maybe I'm just unfamiliar, but I feel like I might be seeing some OG characters here.
I do too. I think Mario, Luigi, and then we got like all kinds of Pokemon from different eras of the game. Some of these are doing exceptionally well. If we go to popular, oh, there's a couple here. How to pop unlimited popcorns, 58,000 views.
Interesting, 28-second video, but it's not a YouTube short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is interesting. Let's see. That was from a year ago. That was about the time where I was noticing very short videos that were not vertical doing pretty well. I don't know if that's the case these days. I think I think things have shifted a little bit since shorts kind of has its own place on YouTube. So it seems like when you post very, very short videos like this, you almost are better off using shorts these days. But for a minute there, long form was like a good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, but the results speak for themselves, man. 58,000 views on a channel that's less than 500 subs. That speaks for itself.
Yeah. I think for this channel, the biggest thing is going to be, look at these top videos here, and they were from a year ago. But what was it about these? And don't just look at the title and thumbnail. That's always one clue. But go into the video itself and then compare it to some of your lesser performing videos today. Was it something to do with the way the storytelling was? Like, was it the music choice? Was it, it could have been a lot of different things playing a role there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm not sure I'm assuming Popcat is a character. I'm not familiar with who Popcat is. But it seems like that managed to pull in quite a bit of views. So awesome.
Viper, I don't know if you're seeing anything before we move on to the next channel.
Yeah. The only thing that I can see here, and it's always tough with animation channels, is that their upload frequency seems to be once a month. Depending on how long these take you to make, then I don't know if you can increase that frequency or not. But if you can, or you can figure out a way to cut down your producing time, I would look into that. But other than that, keep up the good work.
Yeah, I would definitely continue to focus on those popular characters too, especially timing wise. Like if there's something popping off, whether it's video games or the cartoons that you're into, in a timely fashion. Let's say that a new Pokemon game comes out, or a new Mario game comes out, or there's news around it. If you can try to coincide with that timing and jump on that trend while it's active, it can definitely work in your favor because it's sort of going into your wheelhouse. The only change you're going to have to make is just when you release a video so that it coincides when there's actual traffic behind it. So, but just some food for thought on that one.
I was also going to say, you've only done one short, and if you tend to make shorter videos that are under a minute, why don't you try doing some shorts? I would even say go into one of these and cut them down. Not only make them vertical, but make them even shorter, and just try to get like one little joke in there or something, and make it its own little short video. Don't try and do the thing where people are like, watch the full video on my channel. Just make some shorts, because you're kind of leaving views on the table right now. I mean, your videos are the right length. You just got to get them framed the right way in this 9:16 format. And shorts are a valid way to get views on YouTube. You are still a creator, even if you're only putting shorts out there. Even if your shorts do better than your long form videos, you're still a YouTuber. It's a, I'm just trying to get that message out there, because I feel like people look at shorts as this thing, kind of like community tab posts, right? Like it's a thing that you could be doing. It's like an additional thing you can do on your channel, but really the only way to be a YouTuber is long form videos. And that's not the case. Shorts viewers, some of them may not ever even watch long form videos. So would you rather have them in your ecosystem, because they might not show up otherwise, at no fault of your own, just so that's clear. All right. Yes.
Dan, did we press the raw button today? I don't think we pressed the raw button today.
What do you mean? Oh, the explainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how quick it is now. It's only 45 seconds. Flies right by. But if anyone's confused, the two forms are down below. Non-gaming and gaming form. Be sure to fill out the correct one. And you may be picked. In the second half of this live stream, we're going to go into random selections. So you might be picked even if you submit right now. All right. Next up is Tao Ninja. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I even practiced beforehand. But we have a Minecraft channel here. This was the first gaming channel that submitted on our gaming form. And I was just taking a look at this, and I was noticing a lot of like the classic things I see with smaller Minecraft channels. We kind of have like a new survival series that starts episode 1, Minecraft Survival. But just 8 days ago, the video before that says glitches you may not have known. It has 783 views and a very nice clear thumbnail. Just a few different objects and the word glitch. It's getting a lot of curiosity out there. So this is really, really cool, because a lot of times when we see like these newer Minecraft channels, we just see somebody who's kind of going in and I'm just going to play Minecraft and record it. But when you go into YouTube with like a purpose and you're like, I know what kind of video I'm going to make. I know the value of this video. I know who it's for. These are the kinds of results you can get even when you have less than 100 subscribers. So I was going to congratulate this channel on starting to like play around with these different kind of videos. These are the videos that are going to help grow your channel, so that when you make these more like, let's play-ish videos, you're going to see your base audience kind of grow and grow and grow, and it'll be a lot easier for you to, start to get some more views. But I just wanted to remind all Minecrafters and anyone out there, you can absolutely do a let's play video where you turn on your recording software and you just kind of play the game, but you can also plan it out. You can do both things. Plan those videos out so that you can start with a really strong title, a really strong thumbnail, a really strong hook, and new viewers know that you're not just playing Minecraft. No, you're playing Minecraft with a purpose. You have a goal in mind for that episode. So those are just my like really quick tips for all gaming channels, but we see this with Minecraft a lot, so it's always worth pointing out. You've been at it for 8 months. For 8 months on a gaming channel like this is really, really strong in terms of views. I'm sure you have views on videos here that a lot of other Minecrafters amongst us are jealous of. These are videos in the hundreds in some cases. So really, to me, whenever you focus on a specific element of Minecraft that has some value, people pay attention. And you want to be doing more and more and more of that. I don't know if anyone has anything to add, but that's just what I noticed.
Yeah, I was just going to point out that obviously the video with the episode numbers aren't doing as well, but when you have a clear intentional video that provides value, like the glitch video, there's a reason why that one has more views than the other one, because that one provides a clear value proposition for the viewer. They're going to get something out of that, and they know what they're going to get out of that, as opposed to just the different left play episode numbers. What are they going to get out of that? I mean, yeah, they might be able to watch you play, but is that doing something for the viewer at the end of the day when there's like hundreds of Minecraft channels on the platform? I don't know.
You got to bring something additional to the table, because if you look at the top 4 videos, right? 59, 244, 783, and then 42. You know, and the one I collected every flower in Minecraft. To me, that's an attractive title. I'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If I was into Minecraft, that'd be something I'd be willing to watch. Glitch, same thing. So yeah, just all I'm doing right now is basically parroting what the other 2 gentlemen have already said, but going into it with a purpose. Applies to literally all niches across YouTube. When you're providing value to the viewer, they're going to want to click. So just something to keep in mind, because this applies to far beyond just gaming channels.
Mm-hmm. It's always important too, and this just goes for everybody, bring something a little bit more to the table in terms of, like, when you're sitting down to record these videos, think about, okay, I want to do blank today in Minecraft. I'm going to use collecting every flower as an example. I'm going to make a video where I collect every flower. Challenge yourself in that moment to go, what could I do? Even if it's small, what little thing can I do to make that video, the title, that thumbnail, a little more enticing? What can I do to challenge myself a little bit more to do just this much extra work to maybe get some more views? And in this case, I collected every flower in Minecraft. Does sound cool. What if you collected every flower in Minecraft, but you were doing a Minecraft flower collecting speed run? So now the video is Minecraft flower collecting speed run, you know, and then maybe you post the time or the time you're trying to go for. You're trying to collect every flower in Minecraft in 10 minutes or something like that, which, knowing this game, that'd be very hard. There's a lot of biomes. They're huge, and there's a lot of different flowers in the game. So that could be a really cool, engaging video. So it's just about taking and like leveling up. And I don't want you to compete necessarily against other Minecrafters or other YouTubers. I want you to compete against yourself. You did collect every flower. I want you to continue one-upping yourself as you make videos. I know it puts the pressure on. I know it's extra work, but you guys come to us and ask how to grow. We see that growing channels all the time. People who are just constantly trying to build and build on their success. Don't get stagnant. So there you go. There's our first 2 channels that submitted on the forums. Now we're going to go into some pre-selected channels here. And the first one is GoldTalksSports. I believe Viper picked this one.
I did indeed.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this one concerns me a little bit, because they're basically taking different montages from sporting events and different things like that, and they're putting it together. They're talking about comparing players and different things like that. The first thing that I noticed with this particular channel is that some of these videos have a lot of views, but it's not necessarily correlating to channel growth. So I'm asking myself, why are these videos getting tons of views, but the channel itself is not really growing? And I think it's because you're covering 2 different sports. I think if you focus on one sport, I think your channel growth will be a lot better, because you're covering basketball and football. Those are 2 completely different audiences. And I'm a person that likes both basketball and football. But when I'm coming to your channel and I expect one type of content, and then you completely go to a different type of content or a different sport, in this case, you kind of throw me off as a viewer. So I think you need to focus on one sport. The other thing, like I was alluding to earlier, is that you need to be careful about how you're using the content, because some of this stuff you're just reusing the NBA or NFL footage, and you're not really transforming the content per se. Yeah, you're doing some commentary over it, but you're just showing the straight up content with very little to no edits, and they will come after you very quickly. Because again, as I told you guys before you watch any NFL or NBA game, there is a message that specifically states this content cannot be rebroadcasted without the express written consent of the NFL, NBA, whoever. So when you are reusing their content and you're not transforming it, you are opening yourself up to potential copyright claims. And these leagues will come after you if they detect their content is being used in that way. So be careful. But for this channel, I think my advice is focus on one sport, and then I think you'll see better channel growth.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of interesting successes here for this channel. 123,000 views. The difference between Chet Holmgren and I don't know, names I've never heard of before, but obviously they resonate with the audience, which is really, really good. Yeah, all fair warnings there about copyright issues. Just be very careful with channels like this. That aside, you know, that really does help to understand the audience you're trying to target with your content. And I think when you see videos that don't perform nearly as well, you might be dealing with a couple different things. Like, you know, the difference between these two players, for example, maybe these players just are not that popular yet. And so it kind of creates this issue where you're like, okay, I need to make sure I'm picking players that are searched for and are talked about quite frequently. Otherwise, you might be covering people that, you know, the general audience doesn't care about. Or it could be that you're starting to get a football audience and you're covering too much basketball. Or it could be that maybe it's just the teams themselves. Maybe you'll notice that when you cover players on certain teams, your videos do better in terms of views than other teams. So there's a lot of little like nuances here, a lot of little things, and you have a lot of different data points. And you understand this topic better than I do. So you can obviously go in and determine not only, okay, what's working in terms of retention and things like that, but I covered this team versus this team and it did poorly, but I covered this team versus this team and it did very, very well. And most of the comments were about this particular team. So I think my audience really likes it when I talk about blank, you know? So really do that work to try and figure out where should you double down? Because that's going to be the biggest challenge for you, I think.
All right, I'm going to address the comment real quick. He said, but why can't he have a niche of people that specifically like both basketball and football? When you are first starting out on YouTube, it's kind of hard to do two different things and expect your channel to grow. I told you guys this analogy before, but think about Starbucks. Starbucks, they serve coffee, but they also serve pastries and different things like that. Today, yes. But when they first started their company, they weren't doing all that. They were just basically focused on serving coffee. And as they built their brand up and scaled it out to offer different things, then they started offering things that are not coffee. But you can't do that in the beginning because you haven't earned that audience yet. The audience hasn't gained that level of trust in you yet to allow you to expand your content that way. So it's easier in the beginning to grow focusing on one subject matter instead of trying to merge them. But as you expand, then yes, it is possible to expand out to different topics. But in the beginning, if you want to grow, it's much easier just to focus on one and then grow your audience. And then when that time comes, expand.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Because what we were talking about here is now when you add in 2 sports or even 3 sports, now you're trying to find this person that sits in the middle of a Venn diagram instead of just having one target viewer that you're aiming at. And this makes it much easier for YouTube to figure out exactly who to recommend your videos to. So the more you throw in variety, the harder it's going to be. Not saying that it's impossible, but why would you stack the deck against yourself? So that's what we're getting at. Now, mind you, the advice that we're giving you guys here, you don't have to follow it. If you feel completely more comfortable doing whatever you want to do on your channel, by all means, it is your channel. You can do however you want to do it. But we are trying to help you as best we can based on the experience that we've had. So, but just something to think about. I'd rather be a laser focused on a particular viewer than a flashlight trying to cover too many people.
It's tough. This channel, if I was the channel owner, I would be having a hard time because they have popular videos in both categories. They got a popular basketball back-to-back. I mean, 123,000, 65,000. If they were wanting to niche down based on this advice, I would struggle to know which way to go. It's just kind of like right now, though, I have to imagine like that Venn diagram between the people who watch this one and this one, it's going to be kind of separate. And I think you're going to get more videos that do this in terms of views, 191, 429, versus the ones that get 65,000 views, because it's just building up that snowball effect. That's what we talk about with the snowball effect, meaning you start to build up a really solid audience around one topic. And it builds faster and faster and faster because you're not constantly confusing them by throwing different ideas at them. Like, okay, well, now it's basketball. Well, now it's soccer. Well, now it's hockey. You know, you're taking that one audience and YouTube's like, oh, you want to get these guys? Cool. And then you're just letting the snowball build. We did a video on Monday. It's called How to Be Friends with the YouTube Algorithm in 2023. We actually talk about this specific thing and, you know, how to basically placate the algorithm, stop treating it like an enemy, start treating it like a friend. And it does talk about breaking that mindset, you know, and we explain a little bit more detail this exact thing we're talking about today.
Yeah, shout out to Technically T. He is commenting on this, and he would know because he had to make a similar decision about his content, and he made the decision to be laser focused, and it worked out tremendously for him. So he speaks from experience when he's telling you all, you can do what you want, but if you want to grow, sometimes you got to have that laser focus and then get that growth on. And then again, like I said, when you got that growth going, then you might have an opportunity to expand your content into different bucket areas.
Facts.
All right, we'll move on to the next channel. Thank you all for your super chats. We'll get to those after this next channel. It is Conrad Layn. Now, this channel is special, Jeff, because
I thought you were going to keep going. Sorry.
I was teeing you up.
Okay, gotcha.
We didn't rehearse this. I'm sorry.
Not a problem, man. So this is one of our vidIQ Max students. So he submitted vidIQ Max students. They do have their own form for submitting for channel audits. So that's where this channel is coming from. So we're definitely going to take a look at his channel. For anybody who's wondering what vidIQ Max is, it is our group coaching program. So you get full access to all of the vidIQ tools, all of them, including access to myself, as well as 2 other coaches, Travis and Alexi. And we have 40 plus recorded sessions already with a ton of different subject matter experts and a ton of practical advice on how to grow your channels, plus access to a private Discord set up specifically for the vidIQ Max students where you can get feedback. It's pretty awesome. It's an awesome program. Not for everyone, but it's an awesome program nonetheless. But that's where we got this channel from. So we're going to be talking about their channel today. Let's see. Let me bring it up here. Hold on. Let me full size. There we go. All right. So first things first. There's a lot of yellow going on, but the thing I like about that is that it is on theme. So if you look at their profile picture, if you look at most of the thumbnails, you look at the banner, they're kind of keeping that all together. The one thing I would start with the banner here, and I'm sure Viper would probably agree, there's a lot of words, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words.
Too much text and it's all small.
Yeah. So this is the thing where I'd probably redo this if I was Conrad. I like what it says at the very top in the middle. It says, learn to build 6-figure rental car business. Cool. I need you to tell me that in less than 5 words. And that should really be the only thing on this banner. You can still use those logos like Turo, Get Around, stuff like that, maybe off to the sides, but you got to put that value proposition right up front. I don't need the schedule. I don't need any of that stuff. You just need to have just a value proposition. What am I going to get from you as a viewer on this channel? And it's got to smack me in the face. So big, bold letters.
Just one of the things I'm noticing here. This is I would say a common thumbnail error that a lot of creators make. And that is to create a collage of pictures in your thumbnail that are based on the things you talked about in the video, but that the audience who hasn't watched yet otherwise has no context for. So the latest video, should you buy a Turo car, cash, or finance? You, which is fine. You can be in the thumbnail. You have a picture of a car, you have some cash, you have a key, and you have a calculator that says credit on it. So you've kind of taken all this stuff that I imagine in some form or fashion is going to be referenced in the video. But the question the title is asking is, should you buy a Turo car, cash, or finance it? So all you really needed to do was maybe have the Turo logo, something familiar to the audience, and then split screen with, you know, the words cash or finance, or a bag of money, or a credit card, or, you know, just that visual of kind of the title in this case, right? And maybe a verses in the middle if you really want to go crazy. But in this case, I don't think you necessarily need to be in the thumbnail. I don't think you need to be in the thumbnail in every single case, but it helps. It's nice to be in there, like for videos like this, like fix your credit and you pointing, you know, that adds a little bit of credibility, makes the video feel more welcoming, but you don't have to do it every single time. So just know that you can kind of break the mold a little bit. And some of your thumbnails are a little more simple than others, like how to increase your credit score fast. This one's pretty simple. It's you and then a meter going up that says increase. But again, like another thing you could have done is had a bad credit score next to a good credit score and just drawn an arrow between the two. You know what I mean? And each one says like credit score under it. So someone scrolling by is going to see that and go, oh my gosh, like I know what this video is about. They're not going to read the title either. They're going to need to anyway. They might stop to then read the title. But I think that would be a really great way to communicate such a message. So when you're planning out your videos, consider like, what should this thumbnail look like, and what's going to help get the message across of the value of the video without cluttering it with so many images.
Yeah, I agree. And there's an elephant in the room here that's missing from this thumbnail, right? Should you buy a Turo car, cash, or finance it? There is no car.
Well, there's this like model car, but it's hard
Right.
to see. It's like top down. It looks
Yeah,
kind of
but
red.
that doesn't. Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah.
It's confusing, right? So that's one of the things where, at least for them, and this will apply specifically to Conrad. I hope that they watch session number 7 in our Max group coaching sessions, because in that session I explain pre-production and the things that you need to have before you record a video. And two of the most important things you need to have before you ever turn on your camera, and this is advice for everyone, is your title and your thumbnail. You need to have those things ready to go before you turn on your camera. Because if there's any confusion, if your title or your thumbnail create any sort of confusion, your video is not going to work. You can have the most amazing video, but if that thumbnail or that title is confusing, it is not going to work. You're doing yourself a disservice. So that's one of the most important things. I hope they watch session 7. It does bring in a lot. There's more to it than that in session 7. I'm just giving you a little chunk of it, but you definitely want to go ahead and check that out. But that's one of the things that's sort of missing here, because when I think of automotive rental businesses, it's like I'm not getting a lot of that. I mean, I'm seeing some of the logos of these companies, but I'm just not getting a lot of the automotive vibe from a lot of these thumbnails to me, which is kind of a trip.
Yeah, some of them, like, there should absolutely be more cars or like things that kind of point to this. Now, consider another audience that you're not targeting with this. When you use words or logos like Turo, for example, I think you are only targeting people who know what that is. They already have knowledge of a service known as Turo, so that when they see that logo, they recognize it immediately and they know what that service is all about. However, you are doing things like earn passive income with get-around cars. Now, if you don't know what get-around is, and just as passive income in the word get-around, you're probably like struggling, at least in those very few microseconds, to like put together the pieces in your head as you're scrolling through YouTube. This video shows up and you're like, I don't know what that is. So you have to illustrate something in a way that someone who doesn't know what get-around is still wants to watch your video, because I think this video applies to people who don't know what get-around is, because you're doing them a favor by telling them about the service and how they can use it to earn passive income. But if they don't know what the service is, they're not going to click the way you've positioned this video. So always think about that. Sometimes you are going to want to target people who only know what the service is already. Sometimes you're going to want to try and bring people into the fold. So, the number one way to get passive income with your car, like something dead simple that anyone could understand. I have a car and I want passive income. What is this all about? And then they get into the video and you're like, well, I'm going to tell you about the service I use called so-and-so. And now you've brought this new viewer into your ecosystem. So always remember the new viewers, and not just when you're recording the actual videos, but for your titles and thumbnails as well.
Quick tidbit for anybody doing any type of content about credit. As a person who's been working on credit and watching a lot of credit content in like the last 3 months, you should probably be including the word FICO in your title or thumbnail, because obviously, at least in the U.S., FICO is the big score that we're all trying to increase, make better. So having the word FICO or their logo in your thumbnail will probably give you more visibility. So just a little quick tip for that.
That's a good tip. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, overall, they're doing quite well for the channel for the amount of time that they've been doing it. There's just some little things that they definitely need to fix. Now, mind you, just to be clear, for anybody who happens to be in Max and happens to be watching in the chat or anything like that, doing a channel audit here on the live stream is just a small perk of Max. The real value is actually asking these types of questions and for this type of feedback in our private Discord server. So that's really where you need to be doing that kind of stuff, asking for feedback on your thumbnails, on your videos, on your channel as a whole, on your titles. So analytics, research, all of that stuff. We go through all of that. So make sure that if you're not in Discord, that you get into our Discord if you are a subscriber of vidIQ Max specifically. But just wanted to make that clear.
All right, Dan, we need to get some of these super chats and getting rowdy.
We are. Let me one second here. vidIQ Max, just so everyone knows, like you mentioned this, Jeff, but the price hasn't changed, and yet there are over 40 recorded sessions now.
Yep.
Sitting there waiting for you that you can watch today. So just so you know, the price hasn't changed, and yet it's more valuable. So there you go. All right. Sorry about that. So thank you for all your super chats. We are not going to be reviewing channels off of your super chats, but we'll definitely answer some questions if we can get around to them before the end of the stream. When is the best time of day to upload a video Eastern time?
Okay. So here's something that we don't really talk about too much. Any time of day is the best time to upload. It basically depends on your schedule. Now, you can go into your YouTube analytics and look at the graph that YouTube has in there for you, because if you check your audience tab of your analytics, there's a graph there that will tell you the best time that your audience is on the platform. But if we're being for real and serious here, anytime you upload, somebody's going to watch your stuff. So I wouldn't really take too much stock in it. Just upload when you can, really.
Yeah. You kind of get to dictate that because your audience is going to start getting used to the times you post. So,
Yep.
All right. Sadie, I think I'm saying that right. Dan, Viper, Jeff, thank you for these weekly free classes. Appreciate it. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for the super. Love the streams. Keep it up. JCB, thank you so much.
We appreciate y'all.
Old Man Gibb, thanks a million. VidIQ started doing shorts and it's helping. So thanks a million. I love hearing that. I know views are more important than subs, but what percentage should I be seeing views to subs?
There really is no like said number for this. Now, mind you, Old Man Gabe also has signed up for Mac, so he's one of our Mac students now as well. So glad to see you in here still hanging out with us. But there's no percentage there because some channels get crazy views for their sub level. Some channels don't get as many views as subs that they have. There really is no right and wrong answer to this. You want more views and subs when possible, but just because you don't have, like, let's say you have 1,000 subs and you don't get 1,000 views doesn't mean your channel is bad or not doing well. It's just not how that is. So I really wouldn't worry about that right now. If anything, I'd be focusing on learning a little bit more. But yeah, right now I really wouldn't be stressing that.
Yeah, there's really no correlation. So like Hefe said, don't worry about it.
I used to notice it was like 20%. I think it's way diluted now, but back in the day, I noticed that if you had 100,000 subscribers, you could expect that person seemed to be able to expect 20,000 views on average after videos been up for about a week. That is based on nothing but my own observation, and from a very long time ago, it does not look that way now. I think the subscribe button is just less valuable than it ever has been from the perspective of the viewer. So Philo Rogue already retracted this question, but basically asked in past live streams, you mentioned your students. Do you guys have a mentor program? And then we've answered the question, is VidIQ Max? So thank you, Philo, for the supers. Appreciate you. Avatar logo or photo? I had a logo but switched. So basically their avatar right now is a photo of them. It looks like sipping coffee, but before it was a logo. What do we think?
It's YouTube. Put your face on there. Assuming that you show your face on camera. Now, some people are faceless channels and they don't want to show their face. I respect that. Then don't show your face. But if you're going to be on camera, put your face in your avatar. In this particular picture, we can't really see your face because you're drinking a coffee. But I would consider putting an actual picture of your face in the logo because it just helps you make that more personal connection to a potential viewer.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of people do a logo too. I don't know if it's going to hinder or dictate your success in any way, like a meaningful way, but it's good for branding. Like that recognizability of like, oh, that's that channel because they always see that, icon. So
the avatar of my face is my logo.
There you go.
Yeah. Is there a specific reason why my shorts blow up, get a ton of views, 1,000 plus within the first 6 hours, then completely flatline? This is frustrating.
Yes. It's called the short shelf.
Well, they're frustrated because they're not familiar with how this works now. Mm-hmm. And that's literally how it works. I want to take away the frustration, right? So let's do that, right? You guys agree. Let's remove the frustration from Kelly Nicole.
Okay.
Because I know we all want our shorts to go to like get views and then just keep getting views. Unfortunately, that's just not how it works anymore. For some people it does, but not for everyone. So the short shelf, your video pop up on there, get a bunch of views while YouTube is testing it. And then if it doesn't pass the testing, it flatlines. And that's happening to pretty much everyone at this point. So it's something that you kind of have to get used to.
Here's the thing about that though, before didn't mean to cut you off, Dan.
No, you're fine.
Your shorts, even after they flatline, they still can show up in search. So make sure you're putting the requisite metadata on there. Make sure you're filling out the descriptions. Make sure you're having keywords in your titles and different things like that. Because again, even though they flatline from the short shelf, they can still show up in somebody's search query. So don't sleep on search.
Don't forget about the history of your shorts, because I have, in every short I upload just about, I have a good early success where, like you said, it gets a few thousand views or whatever it's going to get. Then it flatlines. I've had most of them, not all, but most of them come back to life and find a home on YouTube Shorts somewhere where they're just getting like a nice trickle of views for a good long time. So it's not the end. Like if a short flatlines, it's not the end until it's the end, right? I do want you focused on your next short anyway, and it's too hard to predict, but I kind of agree with everything that's been said. YouTube kind of puts them here on the shelf. And these are all entry points. We click on one of these and we're going to start scrolling. And, you know, what happens is like YouTube's going to test this with like your regular viewers, your regular shorts viewers, long viewers, whatever it is. So if we click on this one and then we, you know, watch it, we don't watch it, we scroll to the next one, we've just entered the shorts experience. This was not on the shelf, this next video here. This is just something that popped up, and your video could end up in the scroll, you know? So just keep that in mind, that shorts, the short shelf and that initial burst of views you get is not the end. It's just some real estate YouTube is giving you for a little bit of time, and it may stop there forever after, you know, enough people swipe away, they don't watch it, the retention's bad, or it might come back to life, you know? This is still how it works to this day. It's mind-boggling. It frustrates us too, because we don't feel like we have a very clear understanding, but we're that's how we understand it today.
I'm not frustrated.
I get frustrated sometimes.
I just go with the flow, man.
No,
listen, I'm just here for the ride. If it gives me views, cool. If it doesn't give me views, cool. I'm just going to keep moving, and I'm going to focus on the next video.
Every year I buy a new computer monitor, and by the end of that year, it's a curved monitor, because that's how loud I shout at my computer because of my frustration with the YouTube short shelf. It's just over time, it just bends. No, thank you. We totally understand. My channel teaches homesteading, and I've narrowed it down to 4 that I'm really passionate about. This means I'm fighting uphill battle. Okay, wait a minute. Your channel teaches homesteading, which sounds like one thing, and you're saying you've narrowed it down to 4.
I guess it's 4 topics.
Yeah,
around
my guess is 4 buckets.
In
probably.
homesteading.
Yeah.
That sounds, if it's all about homesteading is a very wide like thing, because a homestead is going to involve a lot of things, right? It's not, you know, in this video I don't know what you do in homesteading videos. Do you milk cows? In this video, we're milking cows. You know, in the next video, we're cleaning out the barn. You know, like, what do you guys think? I feel like that's all within the same realm. I don't know. No, wait, are we moving on from it?
Oh, she said homesteading skills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just bring a little context in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with Dan. If it's all under the homesteading umbrella, then I think you're fine. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to kind of connect to each other anyway.
Yeah, if people are interested in homesteading, I feel like they should want to watch about the different skills it takes, personally.
Yeah.
But test it out. Maybe try, if you have 4 buckets, try 10 videos in one. See how they do, and then try 10 videos in another, like go in a row. You know, if you just really like find a way to test this, like find a flow that works for you. But I would just be looking at other homesteading channels and seeing their titles, their thumbnails, how they cover topics, and don't look at the best of the best ones, the ones that have earned a long, like, or a big audience base. Look at the ones closer to your level, maybe just above your level in terms of like subscribers, views, and try to get an idea. Okay, how are they doing this? You know, what kinds of things do they cover on their channel? And, you know, don't be afraid to, I don't want you to compare yourself to them. Like, oh, they get more views than me, I'm doing something wrong. I want you to just think about like how you can like adapt your content. All right. Don't have anything to add. We have a super sticker here from B, Pick, and Mix Vlogs. We'll come back to these. We got more and more super chats. We appreciate you. And we will come back to your supers in just a bit. We want to go over some more channels. So Jeff, I believe you picked this next one. It is called Skyways to the Highways. And it looks like it's going to be a travel channel.
Yeah, that's sort of what it looks like to me as well. Unfortunately, they only kind of put themselves in the banner, so it's tough to say exactly what it's about. So we're sort of pulling this from the thumbnails and from the titles of the videos, which brings me directly into that. For me, I think their thumbnails are sort of doing them a disservice. They're getting some decent views. They're obviously growing the channel. But these thumbnails are crazy busy, and I can see where they're conceptually trying to come up with some ideas and how that works and stuff, like the airplane windows. But there's so much going on here. There's so much text, so much small text. We have text up. So let's go with the first one, the flight attendant life. We found Batman in Sao Paulo. So you've got flight attendant life at the top. You've got we found Batman on the side. You got, Layover Chronicles, Sao Paulo gets cut off by the timestamp. You got bats on another window. There are so many elements happening here that they really just need to simplify this down to something far simpler, like far simpler. There's way too much text. There's way too much going on. Like, because we have here, we found Batman and flight attendant life in the thumbnail, but it's also in the title. Don't repeat yourself like that. So just something to think about, but they really should simplify this a lot more than what it is, because you can see this in multiple thumbnails. There's so much going on with these, and it's like we're overthinking it, trying to make it too fancy. We really just need to dial that back, make it much simpler, make it much easier to understand.
Also, as just a person looking from the outside into the channel layout, I'm confused about the type of content that I can expect as a viewer. Are you giving us videos about your life as a flight attendant, or are you giving us videos about your travels in the woods or whatever? Like, you got different content things going on here, and I'm kind of having a hard time trying to discern what the topic of the channel is. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, ultimately, it does seem like you're talking about your life and your different travel, but content as a flight attendant is one thing, but your content, like when you're not in a plane, is another thing entirely. That's two different types of audiences right there. So I'm just kind of wondering where the connect is.
Yeah, that is interesting. It's all based on travel. I get that. I think if you're gonna do a series called Flight Attendant Life, yeah, this template for a thumbnail is really tough. I would like to see, maybe, I don't know if you could do this. Maybe you'd have to go to like a professional set to do this. But if you're gonna do a Flight Attendant Life series and you want it to have an interior airplane feel, I think you standing in the aisle of an airplane doing different pointing poses so you can point to different things in a thumbnail. Is there a way you could do a photo shoot like one day where you have like a lot of those on hand so you can make thumbnails even easier? That's just to get that flight attendant kind of feel. But I don't think you need to include Flight Attendant Life at the beginning of your every title, because it cuts off the rest of the important part of the title. We don't need what episode number it is, because do we need to know episode 5? Like, you're going somewhere new, and I get that you went somewhere else before and you want people to watch the old episodes, but a new viewer shouldn't have to feel that obligated to do that. Make the videos stand on their own. Like, what's episode 5 about, and focus on that. I think the fact that you are a flight attendant, probably, depending on this video, we haven't watched the video, but depending on how you did this video, you might be able to hide that until people get into the video, and they're going to find that like kind of cool. Like, oh, I was just trying to watch a travel video about going to this certain place. You really must have experience with this because you're a flight attendant. Like, it becomes revealed in the intro. Like, as a flight attendant, like, I see places like this all the time, but I never get a chance to explore them. So today we're at blah, blah, blah. And, now you're building that credibility, and people are going to understand you without you having to put everything in the title and the thumbnail. It's just like what I was talking about earlier with thumbnail collages. There's stuff in this thumbnail that's probably mentioned in the video that's not relevant to people who haven't clicked in yet. So if these folks can get their titles and their thumbnails figured out, I think they get way more views. As flight attendants, you must have access that a lot of travel channels would kill to have. So this is a really, really solid channel idea for this particular career path. So that's it for me. Like, I just want to see you guys get these thumbnails figured out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, a little topic focus, obviously. I know they're doing kind of what comes up, but like there's like food reviews and stuff like that going on too.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that we're not thinking about, and I think this is the thing about focus, is that I don't think they're focusing on a particular viewer, and that could be an issue. So that's something that I want them to think about as well. They don't have to totally eliminate some of this stuff, but I really would want them to focus on a particular series and really tighten up on that and get that going, get themselves past that 1,000 subs, get their watch hours, get monetized, and then start reintroducing some of these other topics that would be interesting. Because you have to think about, like, the person that's interested in food from somewhere else or gourmet recipe or something like that, not necessarily the same person that wants to know about the flight attendant life. So just some food for thought with that one.
Great suggestion here for flight attendant life. I would be doing behind the scenes, hotels, or things on their days off. Yeah, like, that's a whole world that most people will never get to experience,
Agreed.
And that's another superpower that you might have with your content. And I think that still fits in within the realm of your travel channel content. Sometimes you're actually traveling in an RV. Sometimes you've landed at a destination. You're showing a cool place about it. But yeah, I think coming from the context of a flight attendant, that's powerful. Like, not a lot of people are going to ever get to experience that much travel.
There you go.
Talk about barrier to entry being very high.
Yeah.
All right. So Viper, this next channel is from you. I believe this is your Twitter channel.
Yeah. So this channel won the audit last week. Last week I held a thumbnail contest on Twitter. And you guys voted this channel as the one with the best thumbnail who submitted, and they wanted a channel audit. So here we are. Xbox Nation. It's so funny when I pick a channel that wins the thumbnail audit, because obviously when you're looking at the thumbnails, pretty good. Although, some of these thumbnails are kind of text heavy. I don't know if I would make them that text heavy. I tell you guys 3 words or less, although it doesn't have a lot of text on these thumbnails, but I don't know. I feel like some of these could be a little light on the text. But I mean, other than that, I mean, clearly they have channel focus. They're talking about Xbox and everything happening with Xbox. So it's easy to see why they're doing very well. I would say keep up the good work as far as where your channel focus is. Keep making the quality Xbox content. And being an Xbox owner myself, I can definitely appreciate a channel like this. But yeah, my only critique, even though ironically you did win a thumbnail contest, you see these current 3 thumbnails.
Mhm.
That's how I need your thumbnail to look. These other ones after those 3, I'm not really liking those. But these latest 3 thumbnails is what you should strive for from now on, because that is the ticket. That current one is the one that won the contest last week. But these latest 3 thumbnails at the top here, this is how your thumbnail should look going forward. The rest of these down here on the bottom and the next row with all the big text, we don't need that. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think they could, if they want to invest the time, they could retroactively go back and change some of the older thumbnails, especially on some of the reviews that could end up being evergreen. Something like if somebody down the line wants to play this specific game, somebody who's not on the cutting edge of every single game, it could lend more views in the long run that way by providing, by putting better thumbnails on them. But I agree, the last 3 are amazing. And then this one in the middle with 25,000 views, that's not only just a thumbnail. I mean, it's an excellent title. It's an excellent topic, and it came at the right moment. Mm-hmm. So it definitely works, especially when we talk about listicles like that. But I agree, going back, clean some of these up, because these last 3 have less elements and it gives them a much cleaner look and they're easier to understand. So going back and fixing some of the older ones could be a worthy time investment on some of the videos that aren't like a timely thing. Like if it isn't like a latest news where that video is irrelevant in 24 hours, then yeah, it's something that might be worth going back and changing some of those thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. For any gaming channel who's wondered, like, well, how can I cover like multiple games? I play lots and lots of games. This might be one route for you to explore. Instead of focusing in on one game, you bring value to the audience at large of a fan base for Xbox, for example, and that's what this channel is doing very, very well. There are going to be spikes. I think even if their thumbnails look even better, I think even if their titles are on point, you're going to be posting about games that, are just more popular than others. There's going to be months that people anticipate really, really big titles, and they're going to want videos like this more than other months where there's just not a lot coming out. So I think even that can dictate part of your success here. But yeah, I think they're probably building up a reputation for being able to cover all these different games very well, very in depth. And that's great. You won't find on this channel like things like Let's Plays and stuff like that. It's just them kind of giving an overview. And I imagine if they play games for themselves, maybe they have another channel, or maybe it's just a hobby, just something they do for fun. Like they've talked about 10 different games coming out and they're going to play one of them themselves for a whole bunch of time. There are live streams too. And they're usually focused on, I guess, developer direct live streams. So this is like when the company, so they're very like tech focused, I would say. This is when the company is talking about new things coming out. So this isn't them playing games. So again, channel focus throughout. And then shorts as well. They do have just a few shorts, a couple of them with over 1,000 views here. So yeah, they're still focused on that same audience. So channel focus here is really, really, really strong. All right. We do have more channels. We're about to get into random selections, but before we do, we will look at some more supers because we have a bunch here. How do I boost my subscribers and views? I'm still stuck in the 700 area. Thanks, and great channel.
You make content that appeals to a broader audience. If you're stuck in a certain subscriber count, chances are your content isn't appealing to a broader audience. I know some of you all are hella focused on niching down and being niche, and that's cool. But if you want to scale your audience out, then you have to start making content that kind of appeals to a bigger range of people. So whether that means taking something that's trending in the mainstream and the main populace and finding a way for that to correlate with your content and how you do your content, or just covering broader topics in general. But if you are stuck in a subscriber plateau, the problem probably is the fact that you're not appealing to a bigger enough audience, and you need to think bigger, pretty much.
Yeah, because you can bring more popular topics or more topics of general interest into your niche. So even if you're niche down, that's not a problem. You can still bring in stuff that's popular and make it work within your strategy. So that could be a part of it. Obviously, without looking at the channel, we don't know what their thumbnails and titles look like. That could be a problem. There could be an issue with the actual topics. You know, the actual channel focus could be too broad based. We don't know. But that's one of the things where I would definitely be taking Viper's advice on that and trying to figure out how you can do some of this type of content where you can have the videos appeal to a broader audience, but with your twist on it.
Mm-hmm. I would say one exercise I think everybody should go through is create yourself a channel avatar. And what I mean is it's a fictional person, and you're trying to always cater your content to that fictional person. So if you're covering topic A on your channel and you want to cover topic B, you always go back to that fictional person, that avatar you created, and go, okay, would somebody who likes topic A find this interesting? And if the answer is no, if you can't honestly answer why the heck they'd find it interesting, then maybe topic B is not for your channel, you know? And that's just one way to like consider this. If you were to look up audience persona, there's probably a lot of different guides out there that you can walk through as to like how to create one. I made a video ages ago. It was, I think, called How to Get a Subscriber Every Day. And that was about creating an audience persona. And I used Pokemon cards as an example. And I talk all about like how you would cater this channel, and then the research you would do to try and like figure out how to get that exact same audience to watch your videos and what that audience is looking for. So those are just some tips we have for you. Hopefully you found that helpful. Shelly has a question. I want to make all the descriptions and tags using vidIQ tools. It helps me to make the script. Is there a way to do that before uploading a video? So I believe they like using our tools for AI description generator. They like having the tags filled out, but they want to use that in the pre-production phase. And so I saw this question. And I thought, well, this seems like a great opportunity to talk about our AI coach. Because right now, if you have a vidIQ account at any level, you can try it out while it's in our early stages here. We're still building this thing. But I will take the question off the screen for a second. This is a great tool for exactly what Shelly is looking for, and probably a lot of you as well, because one of the prompts here, you can ask this thing, it's just like ChatGPT, but trained as a YouTube coach. So you can ask this thing all sorts of stuff, write a script or give you video ideas about homesteading. Give me 5 video ideas about homesteading, and it's gonna you know, throw you 5 video ideas, and then you take a couple you like and go from there. So a beginner's guide to setting up a homestead. So from here, I can take that idea and say, great, thanks. Please write me an outline for a beginner's guide to setting up a homestead. And it's going to pump out an outline. It'll even do a script too. And I've noticed if it can, I think there's a character count limit, so you'll just have to ask it to continue if it's only giving you chunks of the script. But yeah, and go from there and make it in your own voice. But here you go. We have a whole outline for that video, and I probably would. It looks like it did stop at C, so I will have to ask it to continue. But hopefully, you get the idea. If you go to app.vidiq.com, if you're already vidIQ user, check out our AI coach and play around with it and give us feedback too. The thumbs up and thumbs down here. If you like the response, if you don't, you can give us a little bit of feedback. It really does help us improve this tool over time. So AI coach. Looks like Viper, you wanted to say something? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, kind of would help with my mute. The other thing that you can do if you are so inclined is that you can go back to an older video and just put some keywords into the AI generator and see what not the AI generator, the AI decryption generator, and see what decryption it generates, and then you can just copy and paste that into a note sheet or something, and you can use that for your future video. So there's several ways to get around and do that.
So there you go. AI coach. Oh, and there's a link down below if you are thinking about upgrading your vidIQ account. That link is just for you guys in the live stream. Bit of an exclusive deal. I'm going to let you find it, so if you want it, you got to work for it. Why do I have shorts that never make the short shelf, even though I label them #shorts? You don't have to do that anymore. Just a quick note there. I can understand a short failing, but sometimes it never even gets tested. It might be because of the topic that you're covering with your shorts. Shorts is not like a guaranteed like hit of views. So topic still matters. YouTube might be testing it on the shelf, but no one's clicking on it because it's not resonating with them.
Or they're skipping past it immediately. One thing you can do is if you're not pulling impressions on it, then it could be time of day. So you might want to try uploading it at a different time of day. To, take it down, try it again. I've seen people do this. Now, mind you, they're deleting it, re-uploading at a different time of day to see if that hits. Some people try morning, it didn't work too well, or didn't get any impressions. They try in the evening, then it works. Sometimes it's vice versa. Some people will upload them at like midnight and it works for them. Other people's noon in the day. So you really do need to experiment with it to see kind of what's happening. But if I ever uploaded a short and I saw that I was getting no impressions, no nothing whatsoever, then I would probably take it down and try again at a different time. So it's just about experimenting to kind of see what works for that topic, but I would definitely try again for sure. But just like Dan said, there are no guarantees.
Right.
No, they're not.
Foxy says 100% retention on 300 views, 43 seconds, no lift. No lift. I'm assuming you mean you're not getting more views. You got 300 views.
You need more than 100% retention on shorts.
If it's a short, yeah, you want to aim for more, believe it or not, which means all that means is someone is letting it loop at least for a little bit, like they liked it enough to watch it twice. I've definitely seen shorts where I've watched them 4 or 5 times because they're just that good. And those are the ones that you'll also notice, oh, this has 1 million views. I wonder why.
Yeah. It's you gotta be above it. Sorry.
Anytime you do a short, y'all gotta understand that doing YouTube shorts is a lot like playing the lottery. You might win a little bit, you might not win at all. You might win big, but it's literally like playing the lottery. So if you have a short out there that's not performing, like Dan said earlier, don't dwell on it too much. Just go on to the next short because you never know how the next one might do. With shorts, you want to take as many shots at the target as you can possibly take. And that makes sense for your channel and your audience. So don't worry about it. Just keep going.
I would say 100% retention on 300 views could also mean that you are catering the content to 300 or so people who already enjoy your content. They're already in your ecosystem. They already like you. But when YouTube pushes it to a broader audience, it's not doing as well. So that could just be it. And I don't know without looking at your data, but if your returning viewers are watching it all the way through, and no new viewers care to watch it all the way through, that's, yes, 100% retention for now. And then it drops when more new people find it. But without looking at the data and without fully understanding the question, because you did kind of truncate this in a way that's hard for us to understand, it's hard to advise further than that. We do appreciate the super chat, though. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll move on to channels again. J Money, thank you for the super. Frost Dragon YT, I have to take down a 30,000 view video to copyright. Always a shame when that happens, but probably for the best if you know exactly why you got hit with the copyright issue, probably for the best, and I would learn from this.
Yep.
It also depends on, are you talking about a copyright claim or a copyright strike? Because depending on the copyright claim, you don't necessarily have to take it down, but you lose all monetization for that particular video. If it's a copyright strike, YouTube probably already took it down for you. So I guess maybe you're probably talking about a copyright claim.
Yeah, it's my guess too.
A claim isn't the end of the world. It just means, like Viper said, you're not going to get the revenue from that. But when I say learn from this, understand that you can also learn from the positives too. You have a video with 30,000 views. What was the title like? What was the thumbnail like? What was the intro like? What are things you can do similarly the next time, but without using any copywritten material, so that you can get another 30,000 views? Like, you did it. You're capable of getting a really impressive view count, and that's awesome. So take this as a win, even if you still feel like you have to pull the video. I recently started, I did say one more, but here we are. I recently started uploading a short that is cut from a long form video. I guess they're doing multiple, the way this is being described. To attract new viewers, is this a good tactic? Yes.
Potentially.
But context. It needs context. You can cut down a long video into a short, but watch it and pretend you've never seen the video. You don't know who you are. Pretend you're a new viewer watching that and go, is this everything they need to know? Does this stand on its own? One thing I like to do, I used to try and do this with our own videos here at vidIQ. What I found is easier is to take a script, right? For a long form video, I record the video. When I'm done, I fix my setup again. I take the same script and I take a chunk of it, but I stand in front of my camera and then I do a YouTube short and I word it a little bit differently, and I'm giving the same kind of advice from the long form video, but I'm making my own short. So I start with a clean, fresh head. I'm like, okay, this is only going to be for the shorts audience. So now I have to throw the rest of this video away and just focus on this one tip I want to give. So I tried it. That's how I've been doing my shorts. If you notice, a lot of the long form videos I'm doing lately share a lot of the tips with the shorts I've been uploading lately. because that's how I'm doing it now. I take a tip. I like that tip. That can make a good short. And then I just do a separate thing. I like that better personally. But if you're going to take clips of your long form videos, just make sure that a new viewer would know what the heck is going on.
You know who does this very well, and we're actually having him here right now, is El Jefe. Now, it's not the same thing one-to-one, but El Jefe does live streams that he turns into regular long-form videos. So in a way, he has a really long video that he turns into a shorter video, but he has a structured way that he does it. Maybe he can get into a little bit more for us.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, because basically what's going on there is I'm planning that out ahead of time. So if you want to create a short out of like a long form video, then go into that video with that short in mind. Like in this section of this video, I'm going to say something, do something, whatever it is that I'll be able to cut out later. Right. So essentially you're turning your long form videos, whether it's a live stream, a video, whatever it might be, because I've seen people do it all the way from the top to the bottom, a 2-hour live stream that they cut up into multiple videos and then also cut it up into multiple shorts. But because they went into it with that mind frame, that mind state ahead of time, they knew these sections are going to be videos in this, you know, when they're scripting, these sections are going to be shorts. They're scripting it out to make it work that way. So that's something you can do that can work really, really well, because once you do it that way, those videos by themselves, those cut sections are going to work as a standalone video, and those shorts are also going to work as standalone shorts. So just something to put some thought. Don't do it by accident. Plan it. Plan for success, right? So, because that way you can make something that's both sustainable and repeatable.
So we have a whole bunch more super chats, and we will go through those in just a bit. It's time to start picking your channels randomly. Now, we clear this form every week, okay? Both forms, gaming, non-gaming. So if you submitted your channel in the past, you'll need to submit it again because it was cleared before the live stream started. And this is your opportunity to get picked, whether you've submitted your channel earlier today or just a minute ago. It's the claw. It's back. Been a while.
Trouble, bro. Trouble.
About a week. Okay, so we have on both forms here. We have 445 responses on the non-gaming form. We have 386 on the gaming form. So quite a bit less today on the gaming form. Let's go ahead. Okay, I'll put this up to 450 in the background to grab something. And then 75. Okay, we'll go with the gaming form, and we'll go to 75. And it's GOAT mode gaming. I'm already excited. They said Minecraft survival.
What? Man, you mean this isn't Goat Simulator? Come on, son.
Okay, so Minecraft survival. We did look at a Minecraft channel at the beginning of today's live stream. I do think there's two things I'm going to say about this channel right off the bat. One, I do want you to go back and watch the audit we did at the beginning of the stream of a Minecraft channel. I'll say that. But two, specific advice for you. I'm going to say thumbnails. You sometimes repeat your thumbnails, either completely just copy paste from the previous video, or you make a little change or two and use it again. And I assume you want to see a lot more views than some of these videos that are getting under 100 views. I think it's going to come down to the thumbnails that you're doing. And I will say, like, the challenge you're doing, Bed Wars, but I have no weapons, like, that's interesting. Bed Wars is a PvP game, like, you need weapons. So that is really interesting. But you've cluttered your thumbnail with a collage of things going on. Everything's in focus. You didn't blur the background or anything. It's too hard to see any one element that you've put on the screen. So you got to up the thumbnail game in this case. What are you guys seeing? Anything while I look at these shorts here?
Yeah, I think you're right on the point with the thumbnails. The thing that we talk about before about making similar thumbnails is that for your subscribers, they might skip the video because they feel like maybe you re-uploaded the video they've seen already, or they feel like they don't need to watch it because they've seen that thumbnail. They feel like it's the same video. So that's why you want to have that variation in your thumbnail so it doesn't get skipped. Mm-hmm. And what is going on with this video down here that has the vidIQ logo? What is
how to make the perfect YouTube video? Well, obviously,
you
need vidIQ to do that. So we appreciate the shout out for sure.
Interesting.
But think about the audience there. Not that we don't appreciate the shout out. who's this video for? Is it for your Minecraft audience, or is it for an audience of people who like making YouTube videos? Because those are two different audiences.
Oddly enough, that's one of his better performing videos, or they're better performing videos.
Right. Yeah. And it was probably pretty search based too. Like how to create a simple YouTube video on iPhone. That does cater to a very specific audience. But now when you upload a Minecraft video, none of those viewers are coming back. They're looking for a different kind of value from you.
You know what, Dan? Before we go on, that brings up a gripe of mine that I have with a lot of creators, especially a lot of you bigger or big-ish creators, or I should say, or mid-size creators, mid-size to bigger creators. This is for you, okay? Because y'all the ones that do this, and I'm tired of seeing it. So I'm just gonna put it out there. If you have a YouTube channel based on a particular niche, right, and you are growing and you're having success, I understand you wanting to share that knowledge and helping other creators. I get that. But what I don't want to see, and what you should probably stop doing, is making videos that are so off-brand about how much money YouTube is paying you. That's the one. Why do y'all keep doing this? Like, you could put that in a community post. You could put that on your other social media platforms, but y'all go out of your way to make a dedicated video about how much YouTube is paying you when it has nothing to do with your niche. Why do you do this? Why? Like, there has to be another way for you to disseminate that information. That should not be a dedicated video on your YouTube channel if that is not your niche. Now, if that's your niche, I'm not talking to you, but y'all know who you are. Y'all out here making these how much YouTube pay me videos when you're talking about technology or beauty and things like that, which has nothing to do with the actual content that you put out normally. So that's just my gripe.
Yeah, no, imagine if that video goes viral, which a few of them have. And I've seen the bad side of it where, dude, video totally blew up, right? Normal uploads were getting around 10, 20K a video, makes that video, goes absolutely bonkers, millions of views. All his subsequent videos that have nothing to do with that, 4,000, 6,000 views, because all of those people that saw that video come back, they don't want the regular content. They want that type of content, right? So I've seen the bad side of it. This is why I tend to say that virality is overrated. Or if you have a video go viral, you want it to be about your topic in your niche. And that way the people who see this come back and they're ready to see more of your kind of content, right? So that's why when you make these videos that are way outside your niche, it's like, I'm in agreement with Viper. I'm not saying don't do it, but I think there's a better way to go about it.
Yeah. No, you're fine. I've noticed that too. It seems like a trend, especially lately. A lot of people want to talk about that. Maybe it's because shorts monetization. I don't really know, but I've noticed that as well. But like, hey, look, they've been on YouTube about a year or so. I think they started off with custom thumbnails. With they try to make them pretty simple. I'd say these definitely are not the worst I've ever seen, but there's a couple things. I would like to see way more content. For a year in the Minecraft space, this is not a lot of videos. And I would like you to continue working on your thumbnails, continue improving them, avoid the temptation, even if it's just the extended version of a previous video, and avoid the temptation of using the same thumbnail once. It didn't work for the shorter video, and I'm saying that based on 51 views in a month. So why would the same thumbnail work for the longer version of that video? So I would have definitely considered all of those things. And I think overall, more content. Maybe you do shorts now primarily, but you don't have a ton of shorts either. But Bed Wars, like epic moments and stuff in Bed Wars, make really good shorts. And, you got thousands of views on these three here. So a lot of positive things there. I am going to still recommend this channel. Go back and watch the Minecraft audit we did a little while ago, because that was also covering a lot of things that I think would help you out a lot. And then check out my Gaming 2023 video. It's linked in the description below under the gaming section. First one there. That is also going to be very helpful to you. Cool. Let's pick a non-gaming channel. And that's going to be $3.98. Okay. SVG by AM. They call themselves a crafting channel. All right.
That's a crafting channel.
Circuit Crafter and Designer. What's Circuit?
I think it's Cricut, sir.
Oh. Well, yeah. Sometimes reading is hard.
Yeah, dyslexia kicks in sometimes, man.
Sometimes it does.
I get it.
But okay, well, either way, I was going to ask what Circuit meant. Now, I don't know what Cricut means. So I'm assuming they are targeting a very specific audience that uses this tool or set of tools. And let's see. Let me go to most popular. Best sticker hack, 11,000 views, using Canva for easy sticker sheets. How to make and print and cut stickers in Canva using clip art. Okay, so some of these how-to videos here, these did very well. Just the very basic, how to do something that I'm sure a lot of people are trying to figure out. Getting some search from that. That's good. I would like to see more of those. What are you guys seeing?
I'm seeing that the Canva content is what's making this channel go. Whatever Cricut is, it's not cutting it, at least from what I'm looking at.
I
But
think
when
it's
you
part
do,
of Canva. Like I think it's
oh,
like
is it?
like I'm noticing like Cricut hack. Use Canva for easy sticker sheets. So that's the latest video at the top. My cursor isn't showing up today, but I'm pointing at the top left video. So I think it's like part of like maybe it's a tool in Canva.
Well, Cricut is from a Google search. Now, mind you, just for the audience, I'm not familiar with this. So I just Googled Cricut. It looks like it's a machine.
Oh, okay. So I see. You're using Canva to make the stickers, and the machine actually takes the paper and makes them into stickers, cuts them out.
Yep.
All right,
okay.
So that go back to my point then. The actual content about the machine is not hitting. So I would go and make more content about how you create things on Canva, the actual program itself, because that seems to be getting you the majority of your views, in my opinion.
I'd like to see a review of this machine if you haven't done one already. There's probably a lot of people wondering if they should buy this thing. If it is like a physical machine that you're using. Probably expensive,
It's pronounced Cricut? Really?
What?
Apparently,
a Cricut machine?
It's pronounced Cricut, even though it felt like that. It's pronounced Cricut. Interesting. All right. Learn something new every day.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I give up on reading things aloud.
Can you tell, chat? Can you tell that none of us do crafting of this type? So is it obvious?
Yep.
Is it? So yeah, so I mean, we don't know. So that's totally fine. But the other thing I would say, one, I do like the pastels that they're using on these thumbnails. I do like those colors. I like that they're keeping them simple, like how to upload SVGs, easy layer SVGs, Cricut access bonus, custom Canva frames, upload fonts. So I like what they're doing with that stuff, and they're keeping it simple. But I think you're right on this, because I'm looking at the videos that got the recent views, and looks like the custom Canva frames did work better. So I'd probably try to double down on that if there's anything else possible around that topic. Let's see, but that's all I'm seeing here, because we're only seeing the top 8 videos. What I don't see is, I don't see much on the listicle side of things too. And I think that could really apply here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A listicle, 6 things to do before shopping the ultimate $1 event. What I'm confused about with this title, for example, 6 things to do before shopping the ultimate $1 event. $1 event where? Like, whose $1 event? What are we shopping for? I feel like the audience could be anybody, but this is probably for a very specific sale from a specific type of company. So sometimes it might be that the audience is getting kind of left in the dark, and you're not doing enough to pull in those new viewers. I think this channel has properly confounded us.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kind of looking through it, but that's one of the things that I think more than anything else is, I think doing those tutorials, leaning into that Canva content, and obviously coming up with that game plan of what do people need to know, especially at the entry level. If they haven't done it already, this is stuff that, because this content for me is heavy evergreen. Mm-hmm. This is stuff that's going to be search-based for a long time. People who are looking how to figure this stuff out. That's literally what I do. When I need to figure something out, I'll look it up on YouTube. So I would definitely be leaning into that sort of things. What are the top 3 things, top 5 things I need to know if I'm trying to get started? What are the top 5 tools? What are the top 5 websites? What are whatever that is, whatever the formats are, whatever that stuff is. Think about it from, like, you're explaining to me like I'm 5, right? Mm-hmm. Like, let's say theoretically, because I have no clue, where would I start, right? Me, El Jefe, where would I start if I wanted to get into Cricut and sticker making? So keep that in mind as an avatar, or at least as a possible avatar, and really kind of start thinking, like, what do they need to know at the very beginning? What tools, what software, what websites, what assets, what things are. What does SVG mean? Like stuff like that. Like I have no idea. So just something to think about. But I think if you aim at that person, it could actually go very, very well for you.
The titles and thumbnails I'm noticing, like when they do kind of make it very simple for that kind of person, that beginner, those videos have over 1,000 views. You know, there's a lot going on there. That's right. So yeah, 1 month of planning like a gamer. Why it's working for me, let's chat. So like this video here, why this planning worked, it confuses me. And as someone who is just starting to understand your channel, it's hard to know where this fits in. Planning like a gamer. Are we talking about planning your video content? Are we talking about planning for a trip? Are we talking about planning your next set of stickers you're designing? Like, where's the context here? It's completely confusing. And I know that it would be really nice and easy if you could always title videos like this and people who already understand you would just automatically watch because they're like, oh, I know who you are. I know where this is coming from. But that's kind of not the case. And even if it was, I don't want you to become that complacent. I want you always trying to pull in those new viewers with your content every single time if you can. So titles and thumbnails for new viewers every time if possible. Well, okay. I think we've given you a handful of tips. Sorry, it took us a little bit longer to get there.
No, it's fine though, man. I'm glad that we went a little bit deeper on this because we do tend to spend a lot of time with, you know, the gaming side and other types of channels, and it's good to have something where none of the three of us are familiar with it.
Yeah.
So it creates a bit more of a challenge, but I really like where they're going with this, and I think it's just a matter of time for this to really start working well for them on multiple fronts, including affiliates and that sort of thing. So,
and we appreciate the chat putting us on black with the correct pronunciation. So
hey,
whenever we get that word again, we'll pronounce the Cricut next time.
Nah, man,
I'm going to forget.
I'm starting the Cricut movement.
Yeah, right? I think it was always supposed to. It's like GIF versus GIF. It's
That's
always
right.
supposed to be Cricut, and everyone's just lazy and calls it Cricut.
You're all doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm
Cricket's
right.
like a sport, and it's like a little bug. You can't. The word Cricut can't be used for all these things. It's Cricut easily. It's obvious. Thanks for your supers. How do you stick to one topic / niche when getting burnt out is so common?
I got this one, but I'll let you guys chime in too. Niche into something that you absolutely freaking love. Niche into something that you can talk about for hours without getting tired. Niche into something you're truly passionate about, and you don't have to worry about that. So just keep in mind. And not saying that it's not possible to not get burnt out, because I love what I talk about and I've been burnt out.
Yeah.
Not because of the niche, not because of the topic. I've been burned out by other things. So just keep that in mind.
When you go to a party, and I wouldn't know, I don't get invited to any parties. When you go to a party, what's the thing that you don't shut up about? And everyone's in the room is like, oh my God, it's Jeff again. He's probably gonna talk about headphones. You hear him? There he is, talking about headphones, wireless this, and earbuds that. That's what your channel should be about. Absolutely every time. And sometimes when I see people getting burnt out on the topic, I think it's because they've chosen a topic that they thought is going to get a lot of views, and they put the views ahead of the passion. What are you passionate about? And I'm not accusing this person of doing that, but I've seen it happen. And if that sounds like you, ask yourself, what am I really passionate about? You know, what could I really just sink my teeth into? And then try and find YouTubers who are making content about that thing. So you have like a roadmap to follow. So you're not just completely in the dark.
The other thing is you have to know your why. Why are you doing this? Because days are going to get tough and you might get burned out. But you have to know, you have to look deep within you and figure out your why. Why am I doing it? Why am I making content? Why do I want a YouTube channel? If you know your why, that will definitely help you through the tough times as well.
Oh, dude, for sure. Setting a goal is probably one of the most important things, like a goal for your channel, right? Setting that goal is one of the most important things you can do as a content creator. The earlier, the better. And that goal can change. Like, feel free to change the goal as you progress as a creator, because we all change through the creation process. But set a goal, because once you have the goal in mind, there's your target. There's your North Star. Now, every move you make as a creator, both content, strategy, marketing, all of that is all going in the same direction towards that goal. So like I said, that goal can change and you can change direction. No problem there. You have to be flexible. But setting that goal, dude, is so important. Like for myself, initially my goal was to create a better life for my family and at the same time helping people. That was my goal. And now that goal is still there, but it's also morphed a little bit over the past 6 years. But that's what's, I've weighed every single decision on my channel and on my content against that goal. Does this serve the goal? Does this serve the audience? Does this serve my goals for what I want to create? And if the answer is yes, I'll make that video. And if the answer is no, I don't make that video.
We have one here. A lot of the tips I think we just gave the previous super chat might apply to this one too, but my channel isn't stagnant, but no matter what I do, I can't push my sub growth above, let's see, per month above 1K. So I can't tell if they're stuck at 1K subs or if they're gaining 1,000 subs a month and they want more.
I think they're trying to get past 1K subs per month.
Okay.
I think that's what they're trying to get at. Yeah.
Oh, the second half of the question. I've been maintaining 1K subs per month for about a year. Okay, gotcha. Don't feel too bad, because I was actually just looking at our channel last night, and that is close to what we're getting right now. About 1K a month. No, not a month, a day. Sorry. I was like, Dan, I don't think that's right, sir. I was looking at the chart. And I was like tracking it. I'm like, wait, no, that's by the day. Sorry.
Wow, Dan.
Wow. A month.
Oh my God.
That's still not bad though.
Listen, we need to call in an emergency delivery of stronger coffee for Dan.
Yeah, I'm almost out of this, and it's not helping at all.
No. But I agree, though. Here's the thing. I don't want them to beat themselves up. Yeah, it's been a year, and you're not getting more subs per month, but you're still getting 1,000 subs per month. Yeah. Think about that. I want you to think. People in this chat would love to have that level of growth, especially sustained. So that's wild, man. So, but yeah, how do you push it further? I don't know your channel. I don't know your topic. And without looking at it, it's a little difficult. But what I can say is there could be a limitation around the topic that you're covering, because I'm assuming that you're niched into a specific topic. And if that's the case, it could be that you're not reaching a far enough audience. This goes back to what Viper was saying earlier, that you're not bringing in general audiences who aren't specifically interested in your niche. How can you bring in more people into this? That could be what's going on here. So that could be one way to expand out, but that's just some food for thought.
Yeah, I would, because I was asking myself the same question. How can we get past 1,000 a day? Sorry. And that's because I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's got to be a way to continue, like, speed up our growth. And I noticed in like the last 90 days, we actually did, like, we were getting maybe like 750, and we actually got a bump sometime in the last 90 days, and we've been maintaining 1,000 a day. So we did something, and I haven't looked into the actual like dates yet to see, okay, what were we uploading around that time? But it feels great when you finally get past one of those hurdles, you know. But you got to do the research to figure out, okay, what is it that I can do? And one thing that you might consider is like branching out a little bit. You know, everything Jeff just said, obviously, but yeah, it's going to take some testing. It's hard for us to sit here and say, oh, that's easy, all you have to do is blank, because it's going to be different for everybody. And even we're always looking to grow as well.
Yeah, keep maintaining, man. 1,000 subs a month is pretty legit. So I think if you keep at that pace, at some point you're going to break out and get more than 1,000, because you're just going to reach the point where you're going to come to that fork of the road, and pew, your time is coming. Your time is coming. Keep doing what you're doing.
JX Shep says, can you please give me an explanation on what exactly an impression is and how it plays into video strategy?
Yes, we can. I talked about this a while ago, but so when we talk about views, obviously when you get a view on your video, somebody has taken the time to watch your video. I think these days on YouTube, a view count for if they watch at least 30 seconds of your video, that is considered a view. But that's not an impression. An impression is the amount of people that YouTube shows your video to. So that means it ends up on their YouTube homepage, or it ends up in their sidebar for suggested, or wherever your video happens to show up in front of somebody's face. That is an impression. It doesn't mean that they watched your video. It means that YouTube presented your video to them for the opportunity for them to watch it. So a lot of times when we're worried about views and whatnot, we should probably be also worried about impressions, because if your impressions aren't growing, that means YouTube is not expanding the field of people that they're showing your video to. So that's how impression plays a big part. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You need, if you're finding yourself in a plateau, you need to start making videos to appeal to a broader audience, a bigger audience, because when you do that, that is when your impressions will go up because YouTube will be comfortable showing your video to a broader audience.
All of these videos just got an impression from me.
Yeah.
That's what an impression is.
Yep.
So when I'm scrolling, these just got impressions. These are getting impressions right now, and they're lost on me because I'm not clicking on any of them. So that affects the click-through rate, right? Because I am a user getting videos pushed to me and I'm not clicking them. Search is the same way. Like if you want more impressions from search, it's about having a good title. Sorry, Jeff, a good thumbnail, and yeah, search is going to play a role there. So if we search for Minecraft, the top videos ranking for the word Minecraft right now are these, and all of these just got an impression from my search of Minecraft. So that's what impressions are. Just to answer that part of the question.
Hope that helps.
All right, we have another one here I want to touch on. If you watch your own video while signed in and pause it after 2 seconds, does it register with the retention stats? My channel partner does this to reply to comments instead of using Studio, and I fear it's hurting us.
It's not. No, dude. Bits of Barrington, don't even trip off that. It's not going to affect anything, dude. So yeah, take that out of your mind. Take that worry and that one little less bit of anxiety and move into your day in a much more peaceful way.
Yeah. I recently collabed on a much larger creator's video, Minecraft not released. Those who have done it told me it's ineffective for growth. Thoughts?
It depends on if the creator is in your niche. If they're in your niche, then it might help.
It could. It depends on the impact you make in the collab.
That too.
I mean, if it's a Minecraft video, I'm imagining there's different creators, everyone's talking. You know, were you really funny? You know, did you do something memorable that got people excited? That matters.
Yeah. But I think when you talk about collaborations, or when we talk about collaborations, if you wanted to make an impact, the creators have to be in similar or close enough niches. Because sometimes you have collaborations where they're in two completely different niches. And let's say if it's like, let's say if I did a collab with Mr. Beast, right? It's not going to really help me much. And I know that's crazy for me to say, but it's not going to help me much because he makes gaming, real life game type content. And I make tech content. So even if I'm in a Mr. Beast video, it's not really going to help me because his audience is not my audience. But if I were to do a collab with, say, like Marquette Brownlee, that may help me much more than being in the Mr. Beast video, even though Mr. Beast has the bigger audience, because Marquette makes tech content and I make tech content. So that makes sense. So when you're thinking about who to collab with, think about collabing with people that are in or close to your niche, because that is going to help both of you all. Collabing with people that are outside your niche or way outside your niche, not really going to help each other that much.
It might take multiple too. I mean, it's not just about being on the channel one time. It's about doing a good job while you're there. Having chemistry with the other people in the call is a really, really important factor. You don't want to just get in there and, oh, well, this isn't really my friend, I'm just kind of using them for clout. Like, that's not going to work. Everyone's going to see right through it. So make sure you're building real human relationships with these people and become friends with them and have good, chemistry on camera. And it might take you several times before the audience is like, okay, Henry is like showing up in video after video after video. I really need to check out this person's channel. They always make me laugh. You got to make an impact. It's guaranteed growth at that point. If you make a really strong impact, then you can expect some growth. But if you go in there and you're just kind of phoning it in, or you're almost invisible, no one's going to remember you. And that's part of this. It's people enjoying what you do and like coming to find out more about you.
That's right. Go hard or go home.
Okay, cool. Thank you for all your super chats. We have, some time left today, so we might get to some more, but just know eventually about a half hour, the stream ends and we may not get to all of them.
Yeah.
But we'll do our very best. We got to feed Clobber. Yeah. Clobber's going to get upset here soon. So where are we at on the forums here? 476 on the non-gaming forum, which means I need to update this number. We'll just do 490. We'll pick a gaming channel at number 63. Look at that.
Oh, an early channel.
All right. Tqddys Shorts. I think maybe there's a Q in there, but I think I see what they're doing. 39,000
might be a shorts channel.
They might be a shorts channel. 39,000 subscribers. Look at this. 73,000 views, 12K views, 16K views. Looks like they're making some Minecraft / Mr. Beast style content.
Fair.
So they're jumping on a trend and they're playing a popular game. and they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. I don't know what advice I have for this channel other than keep going, because this channel serves as a really good example to how to use shorts. I mean, straight up. We can try and watch one. You won't be able to hear it, but let's see if we can kind of gather what this is about. I'm going to mute it. It's just the song from Wednesday Addams. So they're just kind of showing. They have Wednesday Addams down there. They have Mr. Beast down there. And what's interesting about this, for anyone who doesn't play Minecraft, these characters are not in Minecraft. And the fact that they look like they have like rounded corners to them is pretty impressive. You know, Minecraft characters are always made of blocks. So everything about this to a Minecraft audience is very eye-catching, because it's popular characters, people they recognize, characters they recognize, in a world made of blocks where those characters don't really fit. They don't really belong. And you know, you're catching people's attention. And that's what Shorts is all about, is just getting people to stop scrolling for a second, go, wait a minute. What is this I'm looking at right now? How did you get this in Minecraft? And what is going to happen in this video? And yeah, that's your strategy right there. This is great.
Now, it's extremely difficult for me to nitpick this particular creator, but what I will say is I don't think you need that graphic in that video that you had at the end to subscribe. When there's a literal subscribe button at the very bottom of every short that gets played on the platform, you don't really need a call to action graphic in your short, especially when it potentially covers up the content. So I would just be mindful of that.
It reminds people the video is about to end, and you kind of want them to watch a little bit more, right? You want that retention.
Yep.
I wouldn't put it there if it's a signal that the video is going to end. You know, they'll subscribe if they enjoy the content and YouTube keeps pushing it to them. They'll eventually hit that button. Maybe once in a while, but I wouldn't do it in every video for sure. I don't know if Jeff, you have anything to add?
Not necessarily, man. I really like where they're going with this. So staying on top of trends, staying on top of topics is going to be the key for continued growth on this channel. But nah, man, keep it going. That's really what it comes down to, is make sure that it's sustainable for you. I know Mr. Beast has dropped a commercial on Twitter, so that might be something worth looking into, considering that you're doing this sort of stuff. Whether you recreate it in Minecraft or how you play into it would be something to pay attention to. But aside from that, man, I mean, just keep going.
All right, we'll move on to the next channel. It's going to be 21. Look how nice the claw is being to people who submitted earlier.
Yeah. Clobbert is being quite generous today.
Yeah. Jero Music. All right, we'll do our best. Music channels can be a bit tough. Very interesting space to be in. So they're making some beats. World Cup final, but with dramatic music to go with it. See, that one's kind of cool. You know, got more views than we've seen in the last several videos.
Is that Taylor?
That is.
I made music for a Tesla commercial. That's also pretty interesting. And they started 8 months ago, and they're getting hundreds of views.
Let me tell you what the creator is doing correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you guys about making content that appeals to a broader audience, this man has videos about Taylor Swift, about the World Cup final, about Tesla, and he's finding a way to integrate those popular, more known entities into his content. And that's what I mean when I say you have to make your content appeal to a broader audience. If you're making music, who doesn't know Taylor Swift? Everybody knows, or most people know about the World Cup and what that stands for. And at this point, everybody knows Tesla and what Tesla is. So that is how you get more eyes into the door, when you can take these things that we all know and love and find a way to integrate them into your content. It is the key to success and growth on this platform. Continue to do that.
Mm-hmm. This is, I think their latest videos, their last 3 videos here, this is the direction I think they should go. I think they should continue trying to take a popular thing and add your own musical spin to it. And it's going to take a lot of testing. I don't want you to get frustrated with that. You're kind of just getting started based on the amount of videos you have. So I would be very proud of the over 100 subscribers. I'd be very proud of the hundreds of views. And I think I would be very excited to see where this channel's at in like a year from now, because they already have some pretty creative ideas for having just kind of gotten started on YouTube. So this really does come down to like you're one day you're going to have that idea that's like, oh, that sounds like really it'd be a lot of fun, and it's going to like hit at the right time. It's going to hit all the right quote unquote notes. Sorry for the pun. And suddenly it's going to kind of blow up because you're going to probably get on that trending topic at the right time, and you're going to, you know, bring some music there. So I you know, keep studying the game that is YouTube, and I think you can get there. But yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect whenever we see a music channel. Sometimes it's like it's a bunch of song covers, and we talk about, you know, playing songs for an audience that likes a similar genre of music, and we do our best. Music channels are just inherently a tough place to be, but you're kind of taking the music genre and you're turning it almost into a challenge, or you know what I mean? Not necessarily challenge videos, but kind of in that same vein, and that's pretty cool.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's one of the things that they can do, and they can really lean into trends when they're doing this type of content, you know, whatever it might be, because there are huge popularity trends, especially when we're talking about music, and YouTube actually makes it very, very easy for you to find that stuff. Because if you go into you know, homepage, you go into music search, they'll show you what the trending songs are. They'll show you what the trending artists are. So they make it very easy for you to figure out what's on trend right now. Even better is if you can see, you know, which artists are trending. Let's say huge artists. Let's say Beyonce or Rihanna or Taylor Swift or Blackpink or BTS or anything that's super, super hot on YouTube, right? When you see that they're going to have something coming, you can jump on that trend early. So just something to think about, but you can definitely take advantage of that for the kind of content that you're making, whether it's your twist on it, your cover of it, or whatever. You can really, really capitalize on that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, Jero, good luck. Best luck to you. Oh, you are doing shorts too. Just want to see if we go to popular. That one catchy song from Top Gun 2000. I mean, do more stuff like that.
Seriously.
I mean, earworms, stuff people recognize. Just get it out there, you know. And then consider taking like funny moments, like big, like, you know, we just had Super Bowl, like anything you can do to like tie your talents in with whatever's going on in the world, and make shorts too. Like, don't be afraid to do that. This is really strong in terms of views for your shorts as well.
I'll just caution you to be careful with like when you have the one catchy song from Top Gun. Be careful with stuff like that and cover it, because if it sounds too similar to the actual song, the artist might want to have a word.
Music is always that tricky thing on YouTube, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's look at the next channel. Pull from the gaming forum this time. 437. All right, the clause no longer being nice to channels that. Okay, so 437 is not there.
Yeah, you gotta raise the roof, Dan.
I'm gonna redraw then. 210. All right. Kaza. Let's see. Let's Plays and Tutorials. This is a gaming channel. Approaching 1,000 subscribers. About 100 away. Congrats. I slayed a dragon to reset my reality. All right. 7 ways to enjoy Minecraft more. Okay. Interesting thumbnails here. Death of an SMP. Chaos on Monster Island. Okay, so I'm going to say for this channel, I mean, it's Minecraft, competitive space. You've been at it for over a year. I'm going to say that sometimes your videos like this, 7 ways to enjoy Minecraft more, I like the thumbnail. I like the concept of the video. It's very straightforward, very to the point. Death of an SMP feels like a video for people who have already been kind of following you and they know what elsewhere SMP is. I know what SMP is, but I don't like know what this specific one is. So that's kind of the challenge. Some of these, like Chaos on Monster Island, feel like they're too niche down. They're just for like, you know, your current audience. So try to always, again, same advice as earlier today, try to always be catering your videos to those new viewers. Think about, okay, what kind of title and thumbnail could I give this for people who are not already following this series? Always be thinking of that. I like that you're not using like episode numbers and things like that, but it goes beyond that too. It's to continue that trend. You want to also just make sure you're always catering to that new viewer. Big news on Simple Survival Minecraft server. This was like an update for maybe a popular server, so it got over 400 views. That's great. Betrayal Minecraft Hardcore Life series. See, like a little more hard for me to understand as a new viewer. That's this channel's biggest holdup, honestly, and the fact that it's Minecraft, just very competitive space. Obviously, you know, a new Minecraft creator is born every 10 seconds, so just keep that in mind. I think based on the other Minecraft audits we've done today, I'm going to leave it there. Other than that, I mean, as long as you're doing some shorts, which you are, look at the ones that are doing the best. Watch them again if you want to continue doubling down on that. What was the first few seconds like, and you know, why do you think the short did well? So yeah, you have some interesting data points here on video, on your long form videos too. You've been at this for a while, so continue doubling down on your success. Best of luck, and we will pull out a non-gaming channel. Let's see where we're at. 480s now on the claw. We're still covered. 79. All right. All right, football.
Ooh, okay.
So right now,
it's
soccer. Okay, it's that football. I was going to say right now is probably not a great time for you. I don't know when the season starts and ends with soccer, but they are just making shorts. Jeff, I feel like we haven't heard from you in a bit. What do you think?
Well, soccer shorts can work really, really well because they're a huge trend. Now, just to be clear, with football here, this is the most popular sport, like hands down, most popular sport. Maybe not in the U.S., but worldwide. So globally, there's global traffic here. So staying on trend, especially with the most popular players, any of the news that's going on, that's really going to be a good strategy for growth when it comes to shorts. One thing I would really be doing is staying on top of trends on TikTok, staying on top of trends with Reels and on YouTube Shorts to see what's the latest and greatest going on and focus on those topics. But it can really, really work well in your favor. We've seen channels absolutely destroying the algorithm when it comes to soccer because it is that popular. And these formats are viewed globally. So just something to think about. So I wouldn't stress, you know, anything about like a US based audience, anything like that. But for growth's sake, it can work really, really well. So staying on top of trends, staying on top of the news, whatever the latest is going on around soccer, whatever it might be, because there's so many different sub niches too, depending on leagues in South America or in the States or in Europe or in the UK. There's so many different, you know, avenues you can take. But I would really be looking at what are the most popular and jumping on those as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have nothing to add. So I think we're good. Viper, you have anything to add?
No, I think Jeff nailed it.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. All right, fine. Whatever. We'll find our own channel audit. Fine. 252. All right. It's going to be Perry Gaming YT. And channel focus, they said, or what type of channel are you? First time playing video games. Let's see what that means. Guy plays God of War 2005 for the first time. Oh, okay. So they're taking games they haven't played previously and throwing up their first reactions on YouTube. All right. It's started 5 months ago. Their first video has over 2,000 views. Their second video has almost 10,000 views. These still rock my Xbox 360 collection in 2023. This is kind of an interesting space to be in. I'll start by just saying there's like a big difference to me between showing off your Xbox collection, which is really interesting, your Xbox 360 collection, and playing a game that is, you know, over 10 years old. That's a tough nut to crack because the people who have played this game got their fill, and there's been a bunch of them, like sequels to this game, like, so it's kind of tough to get on board with someone's reaction to a game like this when it just couldn't be less popular right now. So that's, I think, where you're going to find some struggles. Additionally, that's an hour-long video, and I really think for a reaction video like this, I would like to see it be like 8 minutes. That feels like a comfortable time for someone to be like, oh, this person's never played God of War. That's kind of funny. And then they watch and they get to see just your biggest reactions to certain things. Like you're talking about the graphics, you're talking about the writing, like, oh my gosh, it's changed so much based on today's God of War games. And, that to me would be a more digestible video, but an hour-long commitment for a game that's like that old, that's really, really tough. Sorry, Viper, you muted?
No, I'm sure for you to
okay. It looked like you were talking. Go ahead.
So Perry is falling into something that I talk about a lot on these live streams, and that is you just started what, Dan? You said 5 months ago?
Give or take. Yeah.
You just started 5 months ago, so people don't know who you are. So you're coming on a platform to do reaction content, especially about older games that, like Dan said, people don't care about. You're gonna have a tough road to toe there because, again, number one, you are fighting an uphill battle because, number one, we don't know you yet. You just got on the platform, we don't know you. Number two, these games are games that we don't care about anymore because they're over 10 years old or whatever. So if you want to gain traction doing your content this way, I would almost suggest you concentrate on more recent games without Hogwarts Legacy. If you want your channel to like get a lot of views, react to Hogwarts Legacy. Just be prepared for the potential backlash. But yeah, react to Hogwarts Legacy, and I promise you'll get more views than you get on any of these videos combined. So you got Hogwarts Legacy out there. You got the new God of War that just came out, Ragnarok. That's out there for you to react to. Just reacting to more current games will get you more traction than reacting to older games. Because again, as I tell you guys, when you're first starting out, we don't know who you are. So if you want a viewer to click on your videos as a new creator, you have to provide some type of value. You have to give us a reason to click on your video when we don't know you. And we're probably not going to click on a video if we don't know you, if you're playing games that are out of date, that are outdated. Because we don't care. We don't know you. We don't care about the game. So what value is that for me when I'm worried about games like Hogwarts Legacy, God of War, Ragnarok, Elden Ring, and you're playing God of War from PlayStation 2? Like, that does nothing for me as a gamer right now. So I need you to focus on more recent games if you want to do this reaction type content and focus on providing value to the viewers in the gaming landscape today, because that is what's going to get you more eyes on your channel.
Timing is so shockingly important to so many different niches on YouTube. Not all, obviously, like, historical stuff, timing doesn't play too much of a role unless we're talking about anniversaries of like massive events, right? Like Pearl Harbor, stuff like that, but timing, especially in gaming, is so crucial. It is so crucial. And that's something where, Viper's making an excellent point. It's like if I just up and decided that I wanted to talk about Forza Horizon 5, which has been out for a long time, it's not going to perform that well. Not as well as it would have performed if I would have been talking about the game and making tutorials the first week that it came out. So timing is so crucial. But just some food for thought. You don't have to only go in that direction, but it's sort of the right way to do things, even for tech channels. Like, we had a lot of people who just received their Galaxy S23 Ultras from Samsung. Now is the time to be making those videos, because now is the time that the potential buyers or people who are interested in that device are going to be looking up reviews and tutorials. So now is the time to make that content, not 6 months from now. 6 months from now, you can make like a 6-month follow-up, but still, right now is the time. So timing is incredibly important.
There's a channel strategy I could see here, because they are doing live streams and they're playing Hogwarts Legacy on their live streams. They're playing Last of Us, God of War 2. I feel like if you're going to play these older games for your regular viewers, a live stream might be the way to do it. And then clips on your shorts. I want to see clips from those streams and things like that, which you got going on here. These are getting a lot of views. So yeah, the content ecosystem you're building is really good. It's just when you do your long form videos, like, I think it's really important to be as current as possible. And one thing, like Jeff, you mentioned timing. Like if God of War had just been re-released, like the very original one for PS2, like maybe on the PlayStation Store they're having a special on these old versions of the games. That would be a great time to cover it. If a new God of War is coming out and you want to compare it to the very, very original, that would be a good time to cover it. Now you have a versus video. Use your long form videos as like a way to get a bunch of new viewers to your channel. And to do that, it's all about following trends and being on top of stuff. And then I think your live streams can be a little more chill. Your shorts, you can test all kinds of things. Shorts are really, a lot easier to make than long form videos. So yeah.
Where is the Hogwarts long form video, my dude? What's happening here? I need a regular Hogwarts long form video, man. Where is it at?
Live stream thumbnail wise, I think they're putting out very little effort in their thumbnails and titles.
Yep.
And I know that when you're in live stream mode, you just want to stream. You don't want to worry about this stuff. But we're telling you, better titles, better thumbnails on your live streams are going to help them in the long run. Not only will it help you get more viewers in the moment, but that stream is going to get views after it's no longer a live stream. People will watch the VOD, and they might enjoy it enough to come back and watch when you're live again. So all of these things are important.
Don't ask us how we know.
Yeah. Don't
ask us how we know.
The titles and thumbnails for granted when it comes to live streaming. Because yes, we know from experience.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So let's say that last month, I got something in the range of 300,000, 400,000 views on my personal channel. More than half of those views came from live stream replays. Why? Because I went into every single one of those live streams with a game plan of replay value. So title, topic, thumbnail, timing, all of it, script, everything went straight into it with that game plan in mind. I wanted to make sure that the VOD was going to be replayable, that it had replay value, and it works if you go into it with that type of a strategy. You don't have to, but it can help if you want to start picking up views, subs, and channel growth from your live streams as well as your long form videos. It doesn't have to be only your videos growing your channel. It could be shorts. It can be live as well.
Yeah. Topic jumping, live stream, long form, shorts. I don't care what it is. Topic jumping is going to cost you sometimes. And great example here. Once you finished your God of War playthrough and you jumped to The Last of Us, you lost views. It's, about half your viewers turned out for that one. We don't know what it was concurrently, but it was obviously less, I think, because of just what we're seeing here. So, and now it's even less. So topic jumping, consider the audience. You really should be considering the audience. If you're coming to us and you want to know how to min-max, you don't have to follow this advice, but this is what I would be doing. I would be considering that audience. My audience likes God of War. What are some games like God of War? Obviously the sequels, things like that. I know it puts you into a box as a gaming creator, but there might come a point in the future where you grow and grow and grow based off that small box, and you can finally start to bust out of it a little bit and play other things. But you got to get there first. You'll never get there if you don't focus up now. So keep in mind, channel focus, super important. I think the way you framed your long form videos, even though you're covering a lot of games here, makes sense to me. It makes sense what you're doing here. Your live stream strategy makes a little bit less sense now that we've dug into it a little bit longer. Better titles, better thumbnails, and always be considering that same viewer over and over again. All right. We have some super chat.
Yep.
I do general opinion videos. Don't really know how what my niche is. I am multi-talented. Suggestions?
Go back to what we were saying earlier. What is the one thing that you are most passionate about? The thing that you can talk about nonstop and ignore people that you talk about it so much? That is what you make videos about. Because clearly you are already subject matter expert in that area. So do that.
Yeah. Just because you're niched in doesn't mean you're not a multifaceted individual. I don't only like headphones, but that's all that I put up on my channel because I'm aiming at a particular target audience. But I like all kinds of stuff. We're all multifaceted individuals. Yeah. So a lot of people are multi-talented, multifaceted. They love a lot of different things. Cool. That's all of us. But what goes on your channel is what you need to filter.
Did you know that El Jefe is a PC builder? Did you know that Viper into cars a little bit? Yeah.
And I have a cat.
And Dan has a
right.
cat.
El Gato.
The thing so I do general opinion videos. Everyone, loves someone who likes to give their opinion in a fun way, an interesting way, a memorable way. But if you're going to do opinion videos on TV shows and then you're going to bounce to cars, it's just two different audiences. That's all. Even if you feel like, well, I just give my opinion about everything, and people are just going to subscribe for me. Like, we want that for you, and we think you could eventually get there, but you got to start somewhere. So try to, what's the opinion series that you've done or video that you've done that did exceptionally well? Can you give more takes on things that are like that thing that would appeal to that audience? Because we want you to build an audience of consistent viewers, and eventually when you branch out a little bit, still keep them in mind, but they might be willing to jump with you on another topic or a trend. So yeah, I know it's like, I look at channels like Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, like they seem like they kind of cover everything, but if you really study their content, there's that through line. It's the way they give their opinion about things. And they, even channels that are that big still feel focused. If you watch enough of their videos, there's still kind of a theme, an underlying theme to everything they're doing. So, always be thinking about what is your through line to all this content, and start small and branch out slowly over time. One from Shelly here. Thanks for all the supers, by the way, everybody. What softwares that are free or cheap and user-friendly for editing? Which software to use for making thumbnails? So thumbnail and editing software that's either free or cheap.
Isn't Canva free?
I think Canva has a free tier, yeah.
Yeah, they have a free tier. Yeah.
And
then I think
Canva for thumbnails.
Yeah, Canva for thumbnails. As far as video editing, really depends on what you're editing on. If you're editing on Apple, Mac, or iMovie, I believe it's free. If you're editing on Android, there's a bunch of KineMaster, I think, or I think there's something called CapCut out there that maybe out the free tier or something.
yeah, CapCut is probably the best move. GIMP is another good one for thumbnails too. Yeah. And if they're on PC, PC or Mac, DaVinci Resolve.
There you go. Yeah, but DaVinci Resolve is going to be a bit of a learning curve.
Yes, but
it is free. Yeah, and it's really incredible editing software.
Yeah, it's once you learn it, it's worth the learning curve because it can sustain you for your whole career. You don't have to worry about switching to another one because it's powerful enough to grow with you.
Mm-hmm.
Dan. Yes.
Do you see what I see, Dan?
That's time to call it?
No, Dan. Do you see what I see?
No, I don't.
Okay. Never mind.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today. I'm going to end the stream here. You can leave now. You're dismissed. We'll be back tomorrow with video reviews.
Dan, you forgot to hit the button, Dan. You got to hit the button.
What
first.
Button?
The button, Dan.
What?
Oh, my God. I'll do it. Where's it at?
I'm still talking, though. What are you going to do?
Talking?
Yeah, I'm still trying to. Oh, wait. That button.
The button, Dan. Damn, the button.
Why didn't you say so?
All right, let's see what we got here going on. It's terrible. What a waste of technology. I don't know why people do this to themselves. Absolutely trash. I think it's important for everyone on this very good Valentine's Day to turn to your loved one, which you obviously don't have because you're a bunch of YouTubers watching on a Tuesday afternoon. You ain't got nothing else to do. You're living in your parents' basement. And say to that loved one, roses are red, violets are blue. There's always someone who's better than you. That's what I always say. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone here. I just want to say that things are going really bad financially. Bring the people back on. I got some bad news for my cohorts, the people that I pay here on a weekly, monthly basis. So as you all know, a couple months ago, I purchased 51% of controlling interest of vidIQ. Unfortunately, I'm really bad at math. So I've been doing some things with Bitcoin. I thought there's a lot of money in that. Man, I'm losing my butt on that thing. Here's the thing. As you may have heard a couple weeks back, I had El Jefe. He's doing some of the programming on the website now. I got Dan over there doing some of the cleaning of the closets and the toilets and stuff. Bad news, guys. You're going to have to do even more because we're really running out of money real fast. Next week, can't use computers. Typewriters for everybody. I hope that y'all ready to get this live stream going on these electric. We can do electric typewriters at first, but we might got to go back to the clickety clacks in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I'm working on hopefully selling all my stock because I'm running out of money real quick. The Savage Academy the economy is really terrible right now, guys. It's bad. It's bad. I need something to really cheer me up. Let's look at terrible YouTube channels. I'd love to do that right now. Why don't we do that? It makes me smile every single week. Let's get these people in here. Let's savage some people right quick.
Well, okay. Hashtag savage for a channel audit that's not going to mean anything or do anything for you.
Speak for yourself.
And then we'll just pick someone from the chat because we have no budget anymore and we don't know how to do this professionally.
No budget. I mean, remember that dollar? Remember the dollar menu I used to have you guys on?
No, I remember. I don't remember getting food ever.
Well,
honestly,
skip over that because we ain't doing a dollar store. Listen, we can't even do that. You gotta have to start shopping at Dollar Tree for your clothes. All right, what do we got here? F1 fire. Look at that. They spelled fire with numbers. Reading is fundamental, but apparently spelling ain't. What is this about? The new pulse ability. This is the best engineer punch from Easy and Simple. This is exactly why we're running out of money, fellas. We got channels like this trying to get audited. These people don't got no money. We need them to buy some vidIQ boost or something, please. Please just go to our Patreon or something. I don't know. We're going to have to start OnlyFans soon. I don't know. We're running out of time.
God.
All right, look. Let me look at this. What is this? 500. They got the 500 subscribers. They fooled 500 people to something. You know what, Dan? You know what my mom used to say? No matter what, never give up. No matter what you do in life, if things don't look like they're working out, never give up, son. Never give up. And I got to tell you, Fire, you need to give up because it's not going to happen for you. It's never going to happen if you keep doing this. I don't even know what you're doing, to be honest. It says, please subscribe in the banner. I mean, you're begging. You never beg on the internet. It's not a good deal. By the way, please buy some of our vidIQ boosts because we're running out of money real fast. I need to be able to get my money back before I get out of here. Only Dan's. That's right. It's the only Dan's. That's what we're doing. Only Dan's on your screen. It's only going to be Dan's. We're getting rid of everybody else. That might be true, though. I don't know. Next week, we'll have to find out. Let's bring up another person real quick before we go for lunch and everything. All right. We got Dummy Dude Dave. At least he got his, at least he's just being honest with the people. You know, let's just right from the get-go. He's like, look, I'm a dummy. All right. Let's see. What do you got? You got Pokemon. Okay. Pokemon. Oh my God, we're doing this again. Oh, AI generated Pokemon. Okay. So it's not even real. You know what? There might be something to this. He could print these out and sell them, right?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
I think the Pokemon company might have some things to say about that.
But it's a computer made it. It's not his fault. They can sue the computer.
He's modeling it after Pokemon. It says Pokemon all over it. So I think.
Yeah, but you know what? You just spell something a little different. Instead of with a K, you use a C, and you might be able to get through that. Listen, you go to those flea markets, man, you can make a killing. I know we're strapped for cash right now, but I think getting sued is probably just going to make it worse. We're not getting sued. Dumb Dave
you're shopping for ideas right now. I can tell.
Yeah, listen, trust me. I'm anything I can do. Okay, let's do one more before we get out of here. Just Dummy Dave, get out the way. Ryan Sellers reacts. He's going to react to this. All right, Ryan Sellers. He doesn't sound like you're the guy that sold you your house. Ryan Sellers. All right, let's see. The Nordic people do laundry. I'm sure that's exciting. Greenland and Iceland compared. There's two different places I never knew exist. Greenland and Iceland. Oh my gosh. Was that in Game of Thrones? This dude got a premiere that's going to happen in like 4 days. Way down the middle of his. Look at that. Ain't that something? I know. I can't wait to watch that. Actually, I can't wait to not watch that. Can you imagine? This guy thinks that someone going to wait 4 days. Like, listen, man, have you heard about that dude, that Ryan Sellers guy? It's not. I don't know what language that is. Good. Googly goop. Be like, can you imagine he's going to do that into the sky reaction? I can't wait. It's like 4 days from now. Come 4 days, they forget all about it because they watching all the. By the way, all them balloons and stuff they've been shooting out of the sky. I already know what they are. I know what they actually are, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say it. It's the debt collectors coming after me. Thank goodness the U.S. Army took care of them because they've been real close to finding me a couple times. They're sending all these balloons and everything, trying to see where I am. Man, thank you, U.S. military. Salute.
They're trying to reach you about your vehicle's warranty, sir.
Yeah, I'm telling you. One more, and then we're going to go.
Man, we'll be here all day. We're talking about the one more. Stop it.
There's one more. We got Freakenstein, and then we're going to get out of here and freak on some lunch. All right, what do we got? Freakenstein. You actually paid for it. Can we put that in my coffers? Directly in my coffers? What is this? Oh, Chat GPT. Is that Chat GPT? Oh, no, it's CT. Wait, what? What is this? Is this the Dollar Tree version of Transformers? What is going on here? It is. Look at that. Click on one of these. What is this? Look, it really is. It's the dollar store version of Transformers. I used to have a bunch of them and the GoBots. Remember the GoBots? Those are the ones you had when all the cool kids had Transformers. You had GoBots. You're like, hey, man, I got these GoBots. No one even watched that cartoon. GoBots is terrible, man. Yeah, this channel right here. Oh, see, there's real Transformers right there. You should transform this channel into something that's actually useful. All right. everyone, I want to thank you for coming. I wish you would pay some money because I'm trying to get some of my money back from these terrible Bitcoin investments. But before we go, I want to say one thing. I heard you guys talking earlier with this great advice. Obviously, these people that are watching this channel, they desperately want to grow their channels. They know this. Don't listen to what these guys say. I mean, sure, channels have grown using their advice. They've actually helped people grow and get more subscribers. Forget about all that. You know that thing you're doing on your channel right now that don't work? Keep doing it. Someday it might just work. You should ignore everything you learn because nothing here is going to work for you. Just do what you're doing. Just keep doing it. You're like, oh, niche down to a channel. No, I want to see tomatoes in one video. I want to see Pokemon in the next video. And I want to see something about cars and some aliens in the next video. Please be as scatterbrained as possible. I love that. I love those channels.
But what's the real secret to like going viral, Savage?
Okay, listen, you got it out of me. Let me go ahead and say this. Look, make me big, Dan. Make me big. Look, if y'all want to know the true secret to going viral, I actually talked to someone at YouTube about this, and they told me it's a 3-step process. I'm just going to tell you the first step because you're going to go viral after it. Step number 1.